All right, cue the Harry Potter music because today we are getting into some of our favorite fiction reads. Obviously, Harry Potter is on our list. Not only did we both love it growing up, Kay more so than me. The first book came out, I think, my senior year of high school. So loved the first book, read the second one. By then, I was often falling in love and doing college things. But Kay, I think you aged right alongside Harry in those books. And of course, my family, now that I have children, also loves the series of books. Everyone's read it on their own, but now we're reading it together as a family, and it is just so much fun. The staying power of this story is truly demonstrated through its popularity through the generations. Well, if you're a Potterhead or a Tolkienite, stay tuned for all things fiction in today's episode. We're talking leadership this week, and one of the organizations we are so proud to be at the helm of is the Neuroencoding Institute. We got to co-found the Neuroencoding Institute alongside Dr. Joseph McClendon III, amazing world-renowned neuropsychologist and incredible mentor and teacher. If you're at all interested in learning more about what the Neuroencoding Institute does and what it can do for you, please visit neuroencoding.com.
You're enjoying this episode on Angel Phoenix Productions Podcast Network. To explore a complete lineup of quality programs and media production services, head on over to angelphoenix.com or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Angel Phoenix Productions.
All right, well, you heard us connect on Harry Potter there in our intro because it's just so good. Shout out to my fellow Hufflepuffs in the house. You know, once you get sorted into that Pottermore quiz, Shy, it's never the same. Yeah, and the great news is that there's so many versions of the Sorting Hat online that if you don't like what you got sorted into by one, just go find another one. You got to go to the Pottermore one. And if you get sorted into anything else other than your original Pottermore, it's a lie. Well, we're going to agree to disagree because I'm a Gryffindor forever, no matter what that Slytherin test says. Oh, I thought, what a Slytherin thing to do. I'm going to go retake the test from a different website. All right. Okay, we digress. Yeah. House feuds aside, Hogwarts house feuds aside, we love the Harry Potter franchise, and it's been one of our favorite fiction books, but it's not the only one that we share. You heard Kay mentioned in the intro as well, Tolkien, both of our families, big fans of Lord of the Rings and of The Hobbit and all things that have been created in that Middle Earth realm. And what we get to learn through the progression of those stories is both beautiful, heartwarming, and unforgettable. Oh, gotta love the Tolkien universe that really, I think, helped to spar and inspire so many other fantasy writers after that. And great to see the application of high fantasy and kind of a modern day twist and really love the Tolkien universe. Now, it wouldn't be a fiction conversation with Kay and Shy if we did not bring up our shared all-time favorite author, who is a fiction writer, and this is the author Brandon Sanderson. I personally have read pretty much everything that's been put out, including the young adult novels by Brandon Sanderson, and there is just not a single thing under this man's umbrella that I do not enjoy. Well, I'll have to say that I have not read every single thing under that umbrella because I have not read those young adult editions. But other than those few sets, I have read all of his volumes of work. And what his universe is called is the Cosmeres. And you've got all kinds of amazing entities and deities and beings and stories of human struggle and social struggle. And it's just the way he weaves in the drama, the humor, the character development. It's so amazing and we love it. But the two major storylines that we particularly love and the starter series for anyone who's like, I might be into something like that is is called Mistborn. And Mistborn is an amazing first book that's the start of a 3 trilogy that will absolutely delight you and you won't be able to put it down. Well, it's a 3 trilogy that's extended into books 4 and 5, and number 6 is coming out this November. Our whole family has it on their calendar because everyone knows that Kay is going to disappear for a few days while we get that piece of reading done. But the other piece of works that Brandon Sanderson has are called the Stormlight Archives. And this is really another another one of his national bestsellers that has just been so good, but a world of magic, a world of powerful female figures, and some really cool ideas and concepts that we know you all are going to love. So would recommend Brandon Sanderson. But Brandon Sanderson got his fame by being tasked with completing Robert Jordan's undying series, The Wheel of Time, and ended up finishing, I think, the last 3 books of the series. But you, what book are you on?
I am on book 10 of The Wheel of Time. It is a 14-book series. Yes, the last 3 books were written in conjunction with Robert Peel and Brandon Sanderson. Unless you are a long-time fiction reader and you are dedicated to long books with slow storylines, I would not recommend reading Wheel of Time, but the first season is out on Amazon. You can watch the show. It is delightful. It is fun. You get a feel for the characters and the story, and I love seeing the roots of where Brandon Sanderson got his inspiration.
So cool to see that. Now, Shai's got The Wheel of Time. Now, you just also finished Hyperion series.
So good. Hyperion, Dan Simmons, shout out. So good.
And Red Rising by Pierce Brown.
Yes, so good.
Gosh, so fun. I got to do a special shout out to Jim Butcher for the Harry Dresden series. Such a great, there's 14 books and we're on book 14. Actually, I think Danny and I are in a little bit of denial on this one, Shyla. We have stopped at the last 2.5 hours of the last book because we just can't accept that it's almost over and that we will then have to wait years for another book to come out. But whether you're the type of person who waits years for your favorite author's books to come out, or maybe you're already in the I read everything fiction, or you're like, hey, I don't do that for entertainment, we would recommend the titles and the authors that we brought forward in today's episode. And stay tuned for tomorrow as we dive in more here on Reading Week.
This podcast was a production of Angel Phoenix Productions. Explore more episodes of this show or other great shows on the Angel Phoenix Podcast Network by visiting angelphoenix.com. The views expressed in this show do not necessarily represent those of Angel Phoenix Productions or its advertisers, and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.